Hello, welcome back to Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger. The date is August 18, 2020, and today we are going to be talking about a subject that many people think they know, a lot of people already know, and some people are just really squeamish about. Today we're going to talk about, well, how to make our attackers blind. Sometimes I have students that ask me, "Hey, Sensei, how did you go blind?" Sometimes I will tell them, "I didn't see that eye gouge coming." Well, of course, that's not really how I went blind, uh, but it's a good story, and it's a good illustration of what can happen when an eye gouge movement is done right and done in a self-defense scenario. Why is an eye gouge so effective? It's because when we talk about pain compliance, there's two levels of pain compliance that we are actually talking about. Number one is pain like someone punching you on the chest. Hurts a lot, but if you are a fighter, if you are an aggressor, you know that it's mostly not going to do any lasting damage. Someone smacking you across the face, you know that it hurts. It's really annoying, but it's not going to do any permanent damage to you. So this is what we call the non-vital pain. Non-vital pain is useful when you want to shock the system to give you that chance to follow up with something else, like that slap across the face. That will allow me to follow up with something else. However, non-vital pain are not very effective if the person got an advantage on you. Let's say Bruce here got his hand around my throat like this, and I try to punch him in the chest or slap him across the face. Most likely that's just going to cause him to squeeze like crazy because he knows in his head he knows that he got a better deal. He got a better card. It's like a poker game. My slap might hurt a lot, but he knows if he crushes my windpipe, I wouldn't be able to slap him again. And in the end, the trade might be worth it. The second kind of pain compliance, which is a lot more useful, but may land you in more serious legal trouble, is vital damage. The vital damage, the pain from a vital damage. Case in point, if someone grabbed my shirt and starts slapping me, right? If he grabbed my shirt and he starts slapping me with his other hand, if I start slapping him back, or I claw his arm, or I claw his face, most likely he knows all he has to do is keep slapping, slap me harder. Eventually he's going to knock me out because I'm delivering a kind of non-vital pain to him that he knows nothing's going to get broken permanently. Now, if he starts slapping me and I get a hold of one hand and I start breaking his fingers, start bending his finger backward, he is not going to continue to slap me because up here in his head he knows that most likely He's going to have a couple of fingers or all of his finger broken before he can knock me out. And the trade is simply not worth it. This is the same with a growing attack. While a lot of people, and I have heard a lot of people say, when you hit me in the groin, all that does is make me angry. It doesn't work on me. Really? Now, I have always asked those people, you want to try that? Like, would you really want to gamble that one? Would you care to bet that someone like myself, who knows the ins and outs of how to mess up someone's groin, you want to tell me that doesn't work? Okay, we can try that. Now, I know there's a very uh, popular story on the internet of how Steven Seagal used a groin strike on someone and then didn't work and ended up getting choked out and actually crapped his pants. You guys can do a Google search on that one. Uh, really interesting story. There's also another story where Bas Rutten, is it Rutten or Rutten? I think it's Rutten. Anyway, I can't quite remember how to pronounce Bas's last name, but when Bas was teaching MMA, there was a self-defense group that was criticizing him, and one of the girls said to Bas, "Those chokes don't work because when you choke me, all I have to do is poke you in the eye." And then Bas asked the girl, "Okay, would you care to try that? Come here. I'll put the choke on you, and then when I count to three, feel free to poke me in the eye. But know that as soon as you poke me in the eye, I'm going to snap your neck." The girl didn't want to do it, didn't want to get into that bet. So, are these instances, are these examples of growing strike and eye gouge not working? No. These are very good examples of why you don't want to bluff, why you don't want to telegraph. If I if I go into a fight and I say to this person, we're going to fight and I'm going to hit you in the groin, then I have already lost the battle like 50%. If this person now is prepared, this person is saying in his head, don't let him hit me in the groin, don't let him hit me in the groin. Or he's saying, he's going to hit me in the groin and I'm going to tear his head off. He's going to hit me in the groin and I'm going to tear his head off. That thing is repeating in his head as we fight. So as soon as I hit him in the groin, he tears my head off. Telegraphing your intention, bluffing like that, all it does is negate the effectiveness of what you're going to do. In self-defense, the element of surprise counts for a big part of your success. Now, if I tell someone, we're going to fight, and I'm going to hit you in the groin, and then we start to fight, and that person is repeating in his head, he's going to hit me in the groin, I'm going to block, and I'm going to tear his head off. He's going to hit me in the groin, I'm going to block, I'm going to tear his head off. He's going to hit me in the groin, I'm going to block, I'm going to tear his head off. He's repeating that in his head, and suddenly I hit him in the throat. Well, that's a total surprise, isn't it? The brain was still thinking about the groin, wasn't thinking about the throat. That is how self-defense is done. You don't go up to someone and say, when we fight, I'm going to poke you in the eye. Because right there, you just negated your own self-defense tactic. That would be like me going up to someone and say, if you attack me, I got a gun in my right pocket. If you attack me, I'm going to take the gun out of my right pocket with my right hand. I'm going to shoot you. Oh, by the way, the gun is not cocked and the gun is on safety. So when I take it out, I'm going to take it off safety and then shoot you. So how successful do you think I would be when we get into a fight? And then I reach into my right pocket for that gun and try to shoot them with it. Most likely, I'm not going to even get that gun out of my pocket because they are in their head. They're thinking, he's got a gun in his right pocket. He's going to reach into his right pocket. The moment he reaches into his right pocket, I'm going to grab his arm. So even a gun is not going to be effective if the person knows what I'm going to do. Now, with that kind of a long-winded intro, today I want to show you guys uh, the art of attacking the eye. First, let's look at what we don't do. When people say, if someone attacks me, I'm just going to gouge their eyes, I'm going to poke them in the eye. Sounds simple, but remember, unless you're fighting a blind guy like me, and even someone like me, when something's coming at my face, I can sense it. I will move my head out of the way. Even trying to poke me in the eye is difficult, okay? Even though I can't see it coming. Any person with eyesight has this built-in reflex, unthinking reflex. Something coming at their face, they turn their face. Something coming at their eye, they turn their eye. And the eye, look at this, very small target, about oh 2 inches maybe across and 1 inch tall. So I got to get my finger into that target and look at this. Even I'm already holding on to him, right? I'm already holding on to his head. I'm going to poke at his eye. I'm a blind martial artist who's very good at targeting usually, but even here, he's not even struggling. I'm just holding his head. Missed, 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 missed. Okay, I'm not even. I'm. He's not even moving or fighting back. If I'm not holding him, if he's holding me, or if he's hitting me, okay, I try to poke his eye. I just tried like 6 times and maybe touched his eyelid only once. Right? Now, of course, if you are sighted, you can see where his eyes are. It's a lot easier than me doing it. But even still, even if you can see it, the moment your hand go toward his face, he turn a little bit, you get the side of his eye socket. You get his forehead. And now, because you just tried to blind him, this fight has just escalated from uh, aggravated assault to homicide. Most likely this person is now very committed in killing you. Alright? So that is not how you're not supposed to do an eye attack. You're not supposed to go straight for it because the chance of you succeeding is low and the chance of it escalating the fight into something deadly is high. I'm going to show you guys the 3 eye gouging um, tactics that I was taught. There are probably a lot more out there, but I'm going to show you what I do for the most part. Just for simplicity's sake, we are always going to lead with a 1 and 2. 1 open hand, 2 open hand as our opening. 1, 2, eye gouge. 1, 2, eye gouge. 1, 2, eye gouge. Okay? Of course, you're not always going to be doing 1, 2. Sometimes you may be doing a backhand and then going into your movement. But the 1, 2, think of it as a placeholder. Okay, feel free to change it up to what works for you. The purpose of this 1, 2 is just to show you how with some kind of leading movement, it makes so much easier for me to get the eyes. Number 1 of the eye gouge attack is the tiger style. What is the tiger style? 1, 2, grab. 1, 2, grab. Okay, I blind both eyes at the same time. How is this done? When I lead in with my opening move, 1, 2, I'm shuffling in. Once my hands are on his face, all I have to do is swivel my hand so my fingers cup his ear. This is my handle, this is my anchor. My fingers cup the ear, my thumb go right into the eyes. Okay? 1, 2, and grab and pull toward me, thumb driving in. Okay? 1, 2, grab. Finger wrapped around the ear, thumb over the eye, pull toward me, thumb going in. Both eyes blind right away. Okay? Beauty of this one is I have a very firm hold on his skull. Okay? He can try to twist or whatever. He might be able to avoid one hand. He's not going to get both. So at least one of his eyes is going to go. If I get my hand on the face, bye bye eyes, bye bye eyeball. Okay? The downside of this particular style is if the person's wearing glasses, it's harder to navigate this because you, let's say someone like me wearing sunglasses, I drive my thumb in. I'm not if I have strong enough finger to shatter the glasses, yeah, sure. But otherwise, the movement is a little bit weird if the person has an eye protection on, right? So it is because of that we come to our second technique, the eagle style eye gouge. What is the eagle style? Again, we lead with a 1, 2, but this time, rather than grabbing the finger around the ear, this time after I deliver the 2, I hook my thumb under the jawline and then my pointer finger and middle finger from the bottom of the eyelid up and in. So rather than pulling him toward me, I am hooking my thumb under his jawline. My 2 fingers go right into the eye socket. I'm driving through. I'm pushing him back. Okay? So with the tiger, you hook the finger behind the ear, thumb into the eyes, pull him toward you, thumb digging in. With the eagle style, the thumb drives up under the jawline, the pointer finger and middle finger go into the eye socket, and we drive him back while the fingers dig into the eye socket. This one go under the glasses or goggles or whatever they can wear. Also, because I hook onto his jawline like this, it's a lot harder for him to shake me loose. And if he is somehow able to shake me loose, I'm already so close to his throat. I just chop right into the throat if I fail the eye gouge. Okay? Number 3, my personal favorite, but this requires you to place yourself closer to your opponent. So if you're good at your grappling, it's worth a try. But if you're not very strong, if your attacker is huge, then you probably don't want to do the third one. The third one is the snake style of eye gouging. With the snake style, again, we lead with a 1, 2 to the face, and after I deliver the 2, I'm stepping in diagonally. My left hand come around with a headlock. Okay, headlock, pulling his head against my chest, right? Make sure I turn my head away from him because otherwise, when I pull him, he's going to headbutt me in the face, right? So 1, 2, I step in, hook over the neck, pulling him in, tight against my chest. Now, if he knows a bit of self-defense and grappling, he's going to start going into his counter headlock move. But that's okay. We're going to finish him really quickly. Once I grab him, pulling him in, my thumb from my own body up right into the eye socket. Eh? Right into the eye socket, or grab the nose and twist his head around. If you guys ever see a python, how a python attack human, they'll loop their body around and then bite right into the face. This is why this is a snake style, right? So again, tiger, finger behind the ear, thumb in the eye socket, pull them toward me, drive the thumb in. Eagle, going from bottom up, thumb under the jawline, and the two fingers, the forefinger and the middle finger, into the eye socket from underneath the glasses, pushing them back. Snake, step in diagonally, headlock, and thumb into the eye socket. The benefit of this one, the snake one, is even if you miss the eyes, you got the nose, you got the head, okay? You can start punching from here, okay, before you step away. But like I said, if they're really big, or if you are not very good at grappling, don't try the snake one. Thank you for checking out today's Tactical Tuesday. We'll be back again tomorrow for Wisdom Wednesday. For now, be safe. Have a good night.